today's video is going to be even more different than I've done before, because I'm going to be talking about a mobile game. Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. The reason why I'm talking about this is because over the past week and a bit, this game has kind of been mired in controversy because one of their biggest content creators, Arnold T101, got their account banned because he was account sharing, which is against the terms of service. But the thing is, this has never been actively it's never been actively acted upon before. Other content creators account share and other users account share all the time, and it's never been a problem. It's only because this is a big content creator that his account's been banned. And technically, yes, his account should have been banned because he's acting against the terms of service. But the problem isn't that. The problem is other accounts do this. Other accounts do worse things, worse acts of cheating. And the studio CG that publishes and develops the mobile game, develops Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, just will email the person who's cheating and say, look, we don't want to ban you, but we have to, so we're going to ban you for a week. Which, first off, a week is not a punishment. A week is a break. A week away from a game is a break. And someone could just be playing Marvel Strike Force or something else whilst that week is going on. So, that's not a punishment in and of itself. We're going to ban you for a week. You get to choose the week that you want to be banned, and we'll take away some characters from you, but we won't choose the ones we take away. You will. So this guy will probably say, oh yeah, take away my Ewoks, because who cares about Ewoks? And he'll probably choose, I've got content to do this week, so can you ban me on this week? Because I've got nothing to do on that week. So, yeah, you're just bargaining with cheaters, which is something no other game studio would do, because it's a shitty practice. It's a scummy practice. And this isn't the first time that, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes has done this, has done, a shitty practice, because you've got all the other tropes of a mobile game, getting characters is extremely expensive, especially the good ones. So, if you want to get, Kylo Ren, you have to drop, 2,000, pounds or US dollars on a mobile game. Which, to me, as someone who doesn't spend money on mobile games, spending $2,000 or pounds on a mobile game, that seems ridiculous. But you have these people that spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on a mobile game, and you're getting nothing out of it. You're getting characters, but these characters can't be used in any of the game modes, or they're being used in the one PvP mode that the game has, because the game hasn't been updated in a year. The game hasn't had any content for a year, and all of the controversies that this game has had has been spiraling out of a year's worth of the community for this game just bashing the developers, saying all this stuff, just pleading for someone to notice them, and CG, the actual developers, I think the main developer's name is Mark Dickinson. He came onto the game, he took over from the previous developer, like a year ago, and he hasn't said anything. He hasn't even like made a post saying, "Hi, I'm taking over from your game." The only reason people know about him is because other people have said it about him. Like, that's the only reason why we know who this Mark Dickinson person is. If no one else talked about him, we wouldn't know who he was. He hasn't said anything to the community. Like, the sheer fact that this game doesn't have a Discord server just speaks volumes to how, like, crappily it's being developed. Like, just how crappy their, like, community, like, spirit is from, like, the developers and the actual people playing the game. You can tell that the developers don't care that there's people playing the game. All they care about is there's dollars coming in, there's money coming in, so we can keep the game alive. And we can do the bare minimum and get away with it because we have the Star Wars IP, and it's shitty. And you can make the argument, it's a mobile game, they're extremely expensive and they're crappy. Anyway, no, that's not quite a fair, like, it's not quite a fair, like, thing to say, because there are other mobile games that are run well. Disney Sorcerer's Arena is run well. They have a Discord server. They have their admins and their developers go into Twitch streams and talk with creators. The other thing with Galaxy of Heroes, they are adamantly against content creators covering their game, to the point where they will actively ban content creators from their game. They will actively leave snarky comments to content creators, discouraging them from, like, talking about their game. It's just that I don't think CG knows how to run a game. I don't think Mark Dickinson knows how to run a game, how to successfully have a business model for a game. The only reason why Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is still a thing is because of the Star Wars IP, and because there is no other mobile game that has the Star Wars IP, or there isn't one that's like a top tier, like, AAA mobile game. I don't know if that's even a thing, but there's no like top tier mobile game that's like actually got a development team behind it, that isn't just like one guy and it's like, oh, you can wave away the lightsaber. Meh. Like, there's no other like Star Wars mobile game that's actually like got some kind of like development behind it. But like the other one is like a tower defense, and no one's gonna get invested in a tower defense game apart from if it's balloons. But yeah, this whole situation, there needs to be change, and the whole like Arnold situation isn't like a solitary thing. The whole thing behind this community is this Arnold situation, a whole like bargaining with cheaters and Arnold getting his account banned. That's just the stick that broke the camel's back, and now there's other content creators that are talking about this outside of the Star Wars community, outside of the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes community, and that's why I felt like I needed to pick up on this, because I had a few points about it, and I just felt like I need to get like my viewers who may or may not be playing this game to like know that this is a shitty practice. I need to get this knowledge out into like whoever like cares about it, and hopefully this can get to someone like the Quartering, or someone that is at that level but can actually like make proper change, because there's not going to be proper change if it just sticks to the main like Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes community, because CG has shown for years that they won't, or has shown throughout the course of this year, that they just won't listen to the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes community. They don't care about their own community. They care about their bottom line, and they care about lining their pockets. They don't care about who's playing the game. All they care about is that their game is making money. I'm sorry that this was not another rant video, but I felt like I had to. I had to make some kind of video about this because, you know, I'm passionate about, like, well, I'm not passionate about mobile games, but I enjoy mobile games, and I hate to see when one is being developed badly. And you can say other things about other mobile games, saying they do charge extortionate prices and blah de blah de blah, but no other mobile game is just outright just against their player base like CG is with Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. They are this monopoly over the Star Wars brand when it comes to mobile gaming, and it needs to, like, kind of stop. They need to kind of realize. They need, like, something to make them realize the way we're making this game, our current business model is shit. We need to change things up, and we need to, like, let people know what's going on. Like, for example, Marvel Future Fight, they have a monthly Q&A. Like, yeah, it's in Korean, but they have subtitles. It's a monthly Q&A, and their, like, development team isn't even, like, English, but they're making more of an effort to, like, to communicate with their player base, even though there is a language barrier. There is no language barrier between the development team between EA and CG and the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes player base. It's honestly quite depressing to think about this. And, like, yeah, I've watched, like, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, like, content creators that have been genuinely brought to tears over this whole, like, situation. And that may sound like, oh, it's just a mobile game. But it's a mobile game that people feel passionate about. There are games that I feel passionate about. And there are games that would bring me to tears if they were developed in this way. Or if, like, something took a turn that was this bad, I would get emotional over that. Just because it's not something that you like personally identify with doesn't mean that there's a problem getting emotional over it. It's good to get emotional over something, because that shows that you care about something. And by showing that you care about something and having enough people have their voice heard about something means that there's more likely to be change. And if more people talk about this, and if more people get the news out there that this game is shitty and it's being shitty to its player base, like, then there's going to be change. Either there's going to be change, or there's going to be a new Star Wars game developed by someone else that's going to be in this style, but developed well, and with a team that cares about its player base, that it's going to just wipe Galaxy of Heroes out. And all of the players playing that will move to this other Star Wars game that's just gonna be better. Either Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes needs to be better, or there needs to be a better Star Wars game. That's just my 2 cents. If you enjoyed this video, do leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully it won't be this ranty. Hopefully. I will probably have a video up later on today, because I've got my headset coming, so I have a pretty cool announcement to make later on today when my headset gets here. Peace.